Sometimes it can seem like all the work and effort that's involved to get an AI or automation project off the ground is not necessarily worth it. Hi there, my name is Jamie Claret from Autonomy, and this is Questions from the Boardroom, where we tackle the big questions that leaders are asking. So the question is the effort to use automation and AI actually worth the return? And this is a really, really good question. So this is one of those situations where a lot of effort needs to go in at the beginning to get a really big result from the end. And the challenge here, and I've been running a business for 26 years, so I understand it, is that sometimes as businesses, there's a couple of things happening. So one of them might be we're literally just trying to keep our head above water. We're doing what we're doing. I wouldn't necessarily say hand to mouth, but we're trying to pay the bills, keep the staff on the payroll, pay the suppliers. We know that AI and automation is going to help us with this, but we just haven't got the time. We've got to do what we've got to do. We've got to sell what we've got to sell. So that's absolutely the truth, and that is the situation sometimes. But if you try and look a little bit longer term and look at what the payback will be and the benefit will be, those efforts early on can potentially help you out of those kind of more taxing situations. By freeing up your team to maybe do more sales work, to do more customer facing work rather than the kind of the drudgery work at the back, means that you might be able to get more sales, do more business and make more profit. You might be able to improve the lives of the people that work for you so that they're not so much constantly at the grindstone. They're actually starting to enjoy things more because these repetitive work that no one really wants to do gets done by automation or AI. So it's about looking at that long-term picture. Another thing is that very often people are busy just being busy. If you really stop, which is what happens when we do this, you have to stop and look at how things work, how the business works, how the processes work. Actually, you see that there's just a lot of busy work. There's a lot of people doing things because they've always done them or because they've been told to always do things this way. A big part of automation and AI and the discovery process that we go through will be looking at that process and saying, well, why do you do it this way? Or why do you copy it from here to here to here when actually you could put it in once and then it will just update everything? And immediately you can free up, big chunks of time from people's work, making them more efficient, making the business run better, and then releasing that pressure valve slightly. So it's really important that leaders, senior leadership teams, board members, the people that are managing the teams actually take a step back. Because if you don't do that, what's going to happen is your competitors and companies that do and are willing to do that are going to start accelerating ahead. So you really need to take the time. Sometimes it's not as long as you think. Sometimes it's an hour, a couple of hours to really sit there and look at this process, work with a company like us to understand it, because this is going to give you massive dividends in the future. So that's what I would say about that question. And I get it. I understand. Sometimes you're busy running around. You haven't got time to stop and kind of smell the roses, as they say. But I can assure you, for all the projects that we've done, when you spend that time and you put in that effort at the beginning, you're going to gain really, really big benefits afterwards. Thanks.